That's fair. I told Austin we starting to look off. Oh, that cushion orange juice.
This is Play Your Part podcast. It's a sports and music edition. I'm your host B, and my co-host.
The Black Dave Franco.
You're gonna have to remember some of your sayings and write it down because we're starting. Just let everybody know. Probably starting mid-June, we're doing a Play Your Part podcast merchandise, and we're gonna have some of the famous sayings of me, Kevin, and some of the other co-hosts on the back of some shirts. So you're gonna start writing these down, cause or I'm just gonna have to keep playing some episodes and just write them down.
Yeah, I said, white people keep getting famous. I keep being the black version of them.
Ah. Oh man. But all right, man. So we're gonna start off with the first topic. The first topic is the NBA playoffs round two.
Oh yeah, and it's already jumping off right now. We have the Bucks
As,
versus
as we speak.
yeah, right now, yeah, as we speak, Bucks versus Boston. I think the Bucks will win this series, but Boston isn't a slouch by any means. They just put out the Nets. But I think the defending champs pretty much got this. They're not going to slow down till they see the Heat in the next round, which the Heat are playing the 76ers, who do not look great. They'll still beat most teams, but they do not look great right now. Also, you have Golden State playing Memphis in about an hour. Um, as I said last week, I think Golden State will win, but I would love to see Ja Morant put those boys out. And the last series of the second round is the Phoenix Suns versus the Dallas Mavericks. I know B got you got a little extra on this one because you're in Dallas yourself.
I'm not in Dallas. You keep saying I'm in Dallas, bro. I do not live in Dallas. I live in the overcrowded city of Austin. That's where I
Oh
stay
my
at.
bad.
Yeah, yeah. I don't stay in
I feel
Dallas.
like
I
you
stay.
just move every week because I
Uh,
feel like last week you said Austin.
yeah, you
He's
keep
like, I
saying
don't live in
Austin, and I
Austin.
was like, "What is he talking? Live in Austin?" But no, and what's so great about these playoffs are is big ups to Adam Silver for using that play-in option because that's been a game changer to like get the ratings and people to watch, and it's keeping people engaged in watching actually the playoffs. I've watched every. If I can't watch the games, I watch the at least watch the highlights of the games. Mostly, I try to watch the games. They've been some good playoff games, man. I probably say this has probably been the best playoff games I've seen in quite some time. Like it's just like teams actually closing out games. They're not actually going all the way to seven. They usually stopping at
Yeah,
six, or so people get swept. It's just the name of the game, but it's just not like long drawn out playoff games, and they just get so like it's almost like are y'all getting paid extra to like extend these games, or are y'all trying to really win these games? So like yeah, like you said before, man, it's I'm glad Dallas closed theirs out. I already knew Golden State was going to close theirs, but then the question is this, Kevin. We already know that Utah they're gonna have an overhaul of personnel. We know Snyder is not going to be there next year. Next year, what else would you do with that team? And I like to talk about this because they went pretty deep in the playoffs compared to how they did this year. So what would you think as from a viewer's aspect that you would want to change for that team? Because my opinion, Conley he's a no show sometimes. He doesn't like I don't know.
He is. He's one of those. This was one of my talking points too. I got it on my list over here. Utah Jazz
I
disappointment.
wasn't I wasn't read
Disappointment.
I didn't read your list, but I just wanted to know, bro. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, you right. Conley sometimes is a no show. I mean, but then he still averaged like 17 and 8 through the season. So I said some games he'll give you 9 points and 6 assists. Next game he give you 30 points and 15. I don't.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you expect him to play defense because that's what he's known for. I mean, as far as like what I would do to the Utah, I honestly don't know because you can't. Rudy Gobert only can play the five, and he's great. He's a great rim protector, but the NBA just has moved past it. And I mean, but you don't want to give that up when you have that in somebody. Like, don't get me wrong, the guy's great, but at the same time, I said he's weakening your team. They need a strong four or something or a second score, but you can't convince anybody to come to Utah, so you got to do it in the draft. And when you make the playoffs, you don't get the best draft pick. So
Very true.
they're just in that limbo phase right now where I don't know how they can fix fix their problems.
Would it be? Would you think it would be a different scheme, a different? I mean, of course, like I said, Snyder's not going to be there next year. I already know that they didn't extend his contract, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you would need to, like, I guess, find a coach that can scheme well for this team to like maybe bring some better production for them, or I don't know.
I'm gonna say something funny. It may be Doc Rivers' next job.
Yeah, bro. Uh, you might be right on that
Wow.
one.
It'll be the last job he gets. He said, Just get us past the hump, man." Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you. That's all you can pretty. That's all you can do is come in with a new coach and give a different scheme and hope that it works. Because, like I said, you can't convince free agencies to come to Utah. You won't have a great draft pick, and the players that you have should have been enough to get you past Dallas at least. A Luca-less Dallas for 4 games, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're in that weird phase where I said we have the stars, we have the talent, just don't know why we can't win games.
Yeah, it to me it's one of those things where you look at the team and like certain aspects, and I think they finally figured out the Rudy Gobert problem before, but it was already too late, day late and dollar short for that. It was just when you got these stretch fives that can call here and shooting perimeter and keep him out of the paint, he's not
Yeah,
effective. You pretty much took away the the energy shield from that post. That means anybody can drive, slash, and do whatever. And like that's why I say like now it's like the game is about everybody being able to capable of shooting the ball, past 10, 12 feet, at least at 3 point range at that. So
yeah,
games kind of changed from the traditional big man playing in the post or whatever. And like, and there's ways that did involve Rudy Gobert, just by, and getting him involved in the offense more, just like, doing like last minute passes to him underneath the goal and, or whatever. And then they play small sometimes too to kind of keep the Rudy Gobert effect not to happen. So they adjusted, but it was a little bit too late to adjust. You know what I'm saying? So especially when you had Brunson kind of like just killing them. Like
yeah,
I'm watching him, and he's like I watched that one play he was going against Rudy Gobert, and I was like up, and then just came and just shot, and it's just nothing. How to beat a big man, and he wrote the book. He just showed you the book on how to beat the big man from blocking your shot. So I mean, now it's just what's Dallas looking like against the Phoenix Suns? That's the you know
Well, Devin Booker's back, so I think Phoenix can win this in five. But but we will
yeah
see because I didn't expect Dallas to be up 3-2 without Luca. So
yeah yeah.
so
Well, that just shows how good of on talent level that Dallas has, that like the young talent they have, and it's actually coming together. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was seeing how they're piecing the pieces together, and then Luca came on the scene, and then you know it looked like, oh,
yeah,
it was just Luca and the team, but there's other people that can step up and actually fill in some voids while he was out. And then
yeah,
also
you
too,
will.
it's good too to also, if you have a coach, to pace your stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, don't give them so many minutes, because you got what after this, you got two more rounds after this. So I
yeah,
mean, you got to pace them right. You know, look at Doc Rivers. My opinion, it was a bad decision for leaving Embiid in there. And you were up by 29. Now he got hurt. Now he's out indefinitely. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's just bad choice and bad 29. And B, come on in. Whoever's your backup, come on in here and play some trash minutes. You know what I'm saying? So
Speaking of indefinitely, what does that even mean?
um,
We don't
it means that the certain type of injury that he has,
we don't
is,
know when he's gonna be back.
you don't really know. It's really one of those. The orbital fracture is something severe. It's the bone, it's the surrounding your eye socket. So
I'm
like, I
just
don't know.
saying.
I don't know if it was like they let the swelling go down. Maybe they had to reevaluate it. They let the swelling go down. With swelling go down, they can be like, oh, okay, can he put he put a mask on before. So can he put the Fathom of the the Kobe Dwayne Wade LeBron mask,
Yeah.
and play the Fathom of the Opera and put it on and just be able to play through that. It just depends on, they have to reevaluate when the swelling goes down. Really, it's just like it's out indefinitely, definitely for the first two games for Philly.
I'm saying.
Maybe he has a possibility for the third one, but it's very hard to say until you see the swelling go down, because you see how his face was.
Yeah, I'm saying indefinitely sounds more permanent, but then they just like he could
Yeah,
be back tomorrow, but he could be back
yeah,
in like
it's
3 weeks.
questionable, man. They should. I wish they would just use the. I wish they would use the football terms of day
Yeah,
to day, or like do on 2K, or questionable. I don't know.
yeah.
It was
Don't tell
so
me
indefinitely.
indefinitely. I'm like, oh, he's gone.
Oh no, it's like this indefinitely. Dang, Doc Rivers, you ain't got no job.
Yeah,
Well, B got put out. I mean, we would have went far if So no,
yeah, because
but back to
they're not beating the Heat. They're not beating the Heat without Embiid. And you
no,
don't
no,
want to go
no.
down. You don't want to go down 2-0. You don't want to go down 3-0 till he's ready to play.
Well, definitely you don't want to go 2-0 to the Heat. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? At all, because when they smell blood in the water, it's a wrap. They're gonna
yeah.
go ahead and swoop you on up out of here. But going back to like going this back and forth like I was before, uh, I feel like that the Pelicans did a whole lot better as a team, and I enjoyed watching the Suns Pelican game. That
Oh
was an
yeah, yeah,
enjoyable
yeah,
game. With Devin Booker or without Devin Booker, I said I don't want to hear no excuses, Phoenix. Yeah, if y'all
yeah.
don't beat them, I'm just gonna laugh y'all out and just saying like, you can just go ahead and forget it. Y'all
And
gonna keep
you
trying and
know
keep
what's
trying.
crazy? They say it was Zion. This would have been a totally different series. Like it
But then
probably would
at
have
the
went.
same
It would have
time,
went seven
they
games.
asked they asked Zion. I said, "Are you ready to come back next?" He said, "Most. If they give you the extension tomorrow, you ready? Would you sign it?" Most definitely, I will. But I don't know if that's something, the mouthpiece you
Yeah,
you,
that's
you need to
yeah.
say.
I said that's just what you're supposed to say.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
know if that
yeah. Because
dude.
but because your dreams of going to New York, man, you might as well. Why would you want to go to a team like New York? They didn't even make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So
also,
like,
also CJ McCollum only got like 2 or 3 more prime years. So
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
And then you
Zion
got
Zion
and
just wasted one.
He's just stupid, because the deal about it is you got a three-headed monster there. You got him, Bi, and McCollum. Like, if they had Zion there, that'll be a tough series right there.
McCullum was in Portland. I'm pretty sure he'll stay in New Orleans. If it
You're
came
right.
down to it.
You're right. You're right. The small marketplaces is not a thing that he shot from. So,
Yeah.
um, so what do you? I mean, you think they're just having the Zion experiment with those other two will just be have to wait and see what it look like next year?
I'd give it if I was Zion, I'd give it 1 year. I mean, but at the same time, the way that the system is set up, like because New Orleans is supposedly one of the smaller market teams and just like not a place, not a destination for people, they can keep Zion around for 6 more years because they can match like once he becomes a free agent in next year after next year, they can match whatever offer he gets and he's just stuck there. So I mean, forcing your way out of there is really his only option if he wants to get out of there. And if he keeps not playing, then I mean, yeah, it's pretty much just forcing his way out of there. You know about that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Uh, we can go back to the. I guess we can go to the. We can go back to what you're talking about the Golden State one. What do you think Denver? What do you think Denver could will have to do? What just wait
Oh,
for?
they just waiting on Jamal Murray to come back.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Okay.
trying to see that they're trying their best.
Yeah,
I said they were in a weird spot because they didn't want to get somebody who can challenge Jamal Murray when he comes back. It was like they like keeping that spot warm for him instead of going out. I said you just sacrifice one of Jonkic's best years
yeah.
because
But
you didn't want to upgrade that point guard position
yeah, that's
until
true.
Jamal Murray came back.
All right. So what do you think about the that Memphis Minnesota? What do you think about Minnesota? They just a young team that just need to play a little bit more together.
Yeah, and Cat need to just give up the reins and realize he's not the best player on that team no more.
He was never the best player on that team. When Anthony
Well,
Edwards got on that team, I'm just
I
saying.
said Anthony Edwards is too. I said he was too young to be the best player on the, or for that to be his team yet. But after this playoffs, it was evident that he should be the best player on the team or the team leader
Yeah,
at this
I
point.
think so. Yeah. So what you got on the Golden State Memphis? What you got? Do you want to make prediction right now for that one?
As I said, man, I think Golden State should win this in six. But I would love to see John and them boys put those light skinned guys out of the playoffs. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, I just like to see Memphis because it's just like they're like they just watching them play. You know what I'm saying? Like as a unit has been like they fought. You know what I mean? They were battling.
Yeah.
To for those wins that they got. You know what I'm saying? They go out to even fight even harder playing against Golden State because it's going to be Team Light Skin. And now they're going to be doing
Yeah.
is shooting number threes from the locker room. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just playing. One thing I know Memphis can do is play defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
just like they just gonna have to play good defense, man, and go from there.
One of they're one of the most exciting teams to watch in the NBA.
Yeah, they
And
are.
speaking of Memphis, you see John Morant recently won the most improved player of the year, but he said that he wanted to get or he gave it to uh, Desmond Bane, one of his teammates. He said he didn't deserve it. He said if I'm gonna get the sixth man of the year, I'm gonna give it to the person who actually deserves it.
Do you think also too that it was kind of like he felt like that was kind of like a slight to him, and he might have felt like he did better than that. He should be something. He should have get if it wasn't MVP or it was MVP or bust to him, and he would just say, you know what? Not the fact that he's saying he's slighting his teammate, but he just
Yeah,
feels like better than improve. I feel like I got MVP here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like, you know what I'm saying?
He was in an MVP conversation. I said
Yeah, yeah,
he may get one or two votes, but he was still in the conversation.
yeah.
So I have this. It's so in my opinion, most improved player should have been Darius Garland just because of the way that the team improved. His stats didn't go that high. He went from 17-6 to 21-8. I mean, it's pretty. That's a pretty solid improvement. But the team was in a play-in game. Before all the injuries, we were number 4 in the East. Anyway, so Ja Morant went from 19 points a game to 27, and Desmond Bane went from 9 points a game to 18. So, I mean, Desmond Bane did improve more than Ja Morant did. So
Yeah,
he
sure.
definitely should have been in that conversation for most improved player, but they gave it to Ja because they knew he wasn't going to win an MVP, and he's the leader of that team. That's it.
Yeah. Um,
But I
I
respect
guess
I
we.
respect Ja for giving it saying, I mean, it's still gonna go in the books as Ja Morant, but I said I respect him for like saying, yo, he's a big reason why we made this jump. It's not just me anymore, like last year.
Um, I guess we can go over to the Eastern Conference over here, and another. As you think the Miami Atlanta series was the way the series was pretty much the justifiable. Was that the 100% of Atlanta, of like how far they went the previous year, and then now how they got beat the first round? Like, I mean, what was the deal?
Well, Atlanta, they were missing Clint Capella, which was a great rim protector for them. Second, they just faced a Jimmy Butler that wasn't ready to lose. Like I've said a number of times, the one win they had, Jimmy Butler had 20 points, and I said if Jimmy Butler scores more than 20 points, you're gonna lose the game, and they did that 3 times. I said he scored over 20 points 3 times, went for 30 a couple times, but and then the only game that I blame Atlanta for was the last one, Game 5, because Jimmy Butler wasn't even there. You let Victor Oladipo go off. It was his first playoff game.
Which
That
I mean,
man,
which was good because you've seen spurts with them being on the court for a little bit of time together, and you already said your little piece about why Oladipo wasn't on the court because Jimmy Butler too much don't
yeah,
fool with him like that. But it was smart that Jimmy Butler, he played with him a little bit and being like this, he'll take me off the court.
yeah,
It's almost like let's really see if Victor Oladipo is somewhat close to what he used to be. You know what I'm saying? And like be able
yeah,
to make that type of he could be able to be with that second string and being able to be a contributor and be scoring points when Jimmy or when other people are sitting on the bench, which he's
yeah.
shown
Jimmy and
that.
Kyle.
Yeah, when both of them, yeah, when he's shown that. So like that's the great thing to see is like, well, now Miami just not just like when them two are off on the court, they're not just like, oh, they're dead fish in the water. Now you actually have another scorer that's going to come out there and contribute and getting people involved. So
Yeah,
I think that was a key element to now that you can be like, well, dang, Miami looked pretty solid now because like now we didn't see Victor Oladipo. He was like he was lost in the bench. We didn't know he was in street clothes or what he was doing. But now you
yeah,
see him, he's back to not I wouldn't say he's back. We had to watch a couple more games for him to really see that or whatever. I'm not saying he's off, but I haven't seen him. So now we've seen him, but be consistent with it. When we see some consistency with it, then we can be like, okay, he's getting back to the full form or whatever. So what do you
if
think?
they learn to play together, if they could, that would be a
They can
scary.
they
That
can
would be
play together.
scary.
They can play together. You just gotta swallow your pride, Jimmy, man. Like
Yeah.
it's we I don't.
But
That's a
if he
lot of
can do it
people out.
himself, if he can do it himself, I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if it works out the way they don't have to be on the court together that much, then
yeah.
fine. I mean, however you figure out that chemistry, then that's cool. Spoelstra can figure it out. If anybody can. So,
We said, but
uh,
ideally, we want y'all to play together.
oh yeah,
But Jimmy's like, if he can do it himself, we'll
yeah,
let you keep doing this. We'll let
yeah,
you keep
yeah.
doing it.
Hey, I'll take it under advisement.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what about do you feel like Toronto? I mean, I feel like that Toronto in spurts showed they were trying to have some kind of fighting chance to try to get on there. But once again, we said it before that without a superstar, like they're gonna be middle of the road as they've been until they get a
Exactly what I was gonna say. Regular season, they're gonna make the playoffs every year. They go because they
yeah.
play hard. They play great defense, and they have several people who can score 18 to 20 points a game. But yeah, I mean, minus that factor, that's gonna get you those 25 to 30 points a game. That superstar. They just that's where they're gonna be. They almost beat Philly because they were playing so terribly all series.
Well, until James Harden woke up and said, "Oh, we're in the playoffs." I
Yeah,
guess I guess I started playing, and he started playing pretty good to close it out. I'm not gonna lie about that.
yeah.
Um, I felt like that he could have did that at the beginning of the series, but hey, maybe he just got to get a couple games under his belt for him to get comfortable. And if he stays like this, we've seen James Harden play we were talking about even this year when he was on Brooklyn. We seen James Harden play to James Harden levels when other superstars have to be out. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah,
how long that's going to be, how you going to keep that momentum up? That's questionable. But that's why you have to. That's why I feel like that James Harden having the ball in his hand and being able to like distribute and find these open shooters like Tobias Harris and even Maxey and Green and all the rest of these other players and getting them involved too. But also too, we can't say that the backup for Embiid is bad. You see what I'm saying? You just have to
yeah,
get him. You just have to get him involved differently than you passing the ball to Embiid. But you still got to give him some touches for him to be active in that system. So, but yeah, Toronto they didn't have a chance until unless Kawhi decided that he wanted to get up and leave LA and come back to Toronto, which I feel like he shouldn't have left Toronto. But
yeah. That's
yeah.
a rare occurrence where you win a championship, your best player just leaves the next year.
But
Normally,
we all
when you win a
know, but
championship, you want to run
yeah,
it
but
back.
that was a rare occasion because that was a place that San Antonio sent him to, so they we won't be in the West and terrorizing them. Number one, and then number two, yeah, you didn't want to see him all the time. Number two, he didn't want to be there. He wanted to be at LA. So it was
Yeah,
kind of like obvious. We already knew championship or not, he was gonna leave. I felt like he should have stayed, but if you want run it back, you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
You could have signed for one more year and did a Kobe on him. I want 25 mil guaranteed for 1 year, or or 50 or whatever you want to go for the King's ransom, and see if you run it back. Run it back. If you
yeah,
ran it back, then at least you can say, "Well, I ran it back and I got close the second time," or "I ran it back and we won it twice." You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they rarely played defense, but with Kawhi led play and defense, they were just like, shoot,
yeah.
you couldn't even do nothing with it. I just felt like he should have ran it back. I feel like he just that's just my opinion. And I think after that, Kawhi ain't gonna win no more. After that, he should have stayed where he was at.
Well, he's on load management when he is playing. So,
Whatever they adjusted to him and they gave him what he wanted when he was in Toronto. So I mean, hell, if somebody
yeah,
was to work with me and they worked on my load management, then hell, man, I mean, and I got him a championship, I'm pretty sure they'll do anything else to help me out. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, fly my cousin with us on the road trips. You going to every, you start asking for ridiculous stuff. But yeah, I just feel like like we said before, Toronto, if they had a superstar, you know,
Yeah,
you know,
they just at one piece
if
away.
they're LeBron away from winning. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah, every team is a LeBron away from
I'm,
winning.
but I'm just saying, like, if I was like LeBron and I'd be like, oh, if I want to win one more, that would be a
Yeah,
team I would want to go to. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Because I don't because going back to
They know
Cleveland
they
just
gon'
makes
they
me
gonna
look.
play hard. They gonna do they thing.
And like they got a pretty good talent pipeline from NBA Africa coming through there
Yeah,
or whatever. So they got players, and they're gonna play hard. So LeBron, you ain't got to do too much about playing no defense. That you can, you know what I'm saying? Like you can still do what you do and not have to play as hard defense. So I mean,
yeah.
if I was LeBron, I would tell LA, hey man, just let me go. I ain't gonna sign another one for you. I'll just
You
go
know,
to Toronto.
OG is one of my favorite players in the league right now. Great at
Yeah.
defense. 3-and-D player, but he also can get his shot when he needs to.
Yep.
OG Ananobi.
Yep. Nobi. Yep. All right. Going to the Minnesota, not Minnesota, but going to the Milwaukee Chicago series. We already know without a
Lonzo.
Alonzo Ball, which he's the most injury prone person I've ever seen. Almost,
He
he's
was
like the
healthy.
Odell.
He was
He was
healthy in
like,
New Orleans.
yeah, he was the Odell Beckham of basketball. Just can't stay. He'll just show out and then literally ball out and then fall out. So I don't know. And then also too, it's a weird, sketchy. This is like scary, scary season because your boy Levine this is free agency, so you don't know if you're going to be able to retain him, and then you don't got that much time with
DeRozan.
DeRozan,
Yeah.
so that's a weird situation.
That's one of the things I said. DeRozan, he's one of my favorite players in the league as well. But also he's getting up there in age, and he normally doesn't make those mid-range shots like he was doing this year. So you just wasted an MVP caliber DeMar DeRozan season with these injuries, and Levine taking a second, taking a back seat. I said, I would come back if I was him. Chicago's a great place. Also, I don't know where you would go other than that. To get your stats and everything. But like I said, DeRozan's probably gonna take a step back next year because, as I said, he don't make those mid-range. He's a mid-range assassin. Don't get me wrong, but he does not make that high percentage every year. I said this was a great year for that guy, and next year, I don't know if he's gonna be able to replicate. But can Levine take that step up? Can Lonzo be healthy? I said, will Vucevic still be that force in the middle like he's been? It's a lot of what ifs in Chicago coming up for next season.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. They just have to have a. I don't know. It depends on the comes back, and then at the same time, like I said before, if Levine comes back, then I can see them. Them just like almost like I said before with the dang, who was I talking about? Uh, just a healthy like New Orleans. We got to see it. We got to watch it. When they all three are healthy and being able to play.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like the same for
I said,
Denver. Denver is the other one. We got to see with all
don't
them.
get me. When they together, they're great. They were great,
Yep.
but
And
can,
Caruso,
can
like
you do
I
it?
got
Can you
it.
do it
We
again?
got it. Everybody they forget about Caruso. You got to give Caruso his flowers. He does great as a defender, and that was a good addition to that. But
He does what he's paid to do.
exactly. Yeah, you're
And
right. You're right.
that's all I want from anybody. We paid you
Exactly.
this money. You do what you're supposed to do. You know what
Exactly.
you know what we brought you here for.
So I saved this. I saved this last one for the last review of the first round recap. Is the Boston and the and the Brooklyn Nets, bro.
I
I
tell you
think
what,
I feel like that most of it was Boston getting in Kyrie's head and him making excuses, and everybody just tired of him just crying and whining about the situation. And then also
yeah,
at the same time, like you're going to be faced with the same thing. You can't say it's the Ramadan thing because Ramadan is saying it's going to be the same time as the playoffs again next year. So that's not his problem. His problem is you let them distract you and get in your head or whatever. And it wasn't like he wasn't producing. It's just once again, Ben Simmons' situation. You could have been a little bit. The series could have been a little bit different. Maybe they'll won two more games.
yeah.
But I just feel like that Steve Kerr is not the. I'm not Steve Kerr. Excuse me, Steve Kerr.
Steve
Uh,
Nash.
Steve Nash is not the answer for that team, bro. I just feel like that, And then also too, we keep forgetting. Um, what's the
Oh
what's the
yeah,
gentleman's name? What's the other name who got hurt for the rest of the season? The 3-point shooter,
Joe Harris.
Joe Harris. They hadn't had Joe Harris either. So that's another shooter that you could have had. He'll probably average you 18 points, maybe. That's
Yeah,
another so a couple more points. But I think it's just like I guess we have to give it a fair shake. Whenever Ben Simmons
KD.
get out, when Ben Simmons get out his feelings or whatever the situation wrong with him, and then to be able to have Ben Simmons, Harris, KD, and and Kyrie all together, I guess we can evaluate it in a fair chance because all of them be on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
But we don't know if Ben Simmons is coming back or when is the situation gonna. I
I
don't
said
know.
they'll
I
be
don't,
they'll be all right. I really don't know. Like I mean, you're not gonna change. But speaking on the Steve Nash thing, I said you can't teach a team that don't play defense with a non-defensive minded coach. You
well,
can't have those guys come out there and play defense.
you
Say
gotta take
Steve,
that
you ain't.
back. You gotta take
Huh?
that back though, because when we've seen a what's his name? Not
D'Antoni?
D'Antoni. His team playing no defense to being at least a top 10 defensive team just by having a defensive assistant coach to help them with the defense. We've seen that
Yeah.
before. You just got to do the same thing. You got to have somebody on staff that's gonna preach defense or whatever. Kyrie, you got to play defense.
I mean, and both of them. Don't get me wrong. They can play defense, but it's only when they feel like it. I'm like, I don't need no feel like it defenders on the team.
No, not in the playoffs. Maybe in the
Yeah,
regular season. Whatever, man. I'm not caring. That's freaking Charlotte. You know, and you can't even
yeah.
say that about Charlotte no more. Um, yeah, I think Boston was already had a head full steam ahead from the regular season into the playoffs
Yeah.
already. He wasn't stopping that Boston train, bro. It was already everybody
Oh yeah, I
played
said
their tail
that
off, bro.
series. That series made Boston look amazing. They said people out here talking about Jason Tatum's about to be the next best player in the league and stuff. I said,
No,
this is
this is coming.
ridiculous.
No, that was his coming out party though. He's bro, like those Mamba mentality camps have paid off. As I
Yeah.
see him and Bi's has paid off for them because they feel like they're showing they inner Kobe shots over here on people. Like I'm like, how is this man making these shots and they like this close from like you see his extension while he's past shooting it and he just like lights out. You'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
that man played good defense. This man still stroking in his face, bro. Uh, but hey, he has shown that he can play with the KDs of the world. He's no longer taking a second seat or taking a step back on him and Jalen Brown and not trying to figure out like who's gonna be the man or whatever. Y'all done figured it out. So now you already know you the man. You did this.
Also, I don't know if you felt this way, but I felt like the Nets just wasn't taking it serious. Like they was just they still over there joking with Tatum and everybody on the sideline. You down by like 15, man. I said this would never fly.
But you
With
already
them.
know it's a wrap when it's a wrap, bro. You know after game 3, he was gonna like KD was over there being like KD. He was going to sound like this. He said, "Man," he was like, "Shit, what you want me to do?" I mean, he was just like, it's just one of those things. Like I can only put so many points up, and I only can do so much.
Yeah.
So I mean, dang, I ain't got no
Another,
help.
another thing was it's a double standard for KD. They consider him one of the best on the planet. If that was LeBron, they would be ripping this man to shreds. That's
Of course, of
you
course.
would not hear the end of it.
Well, they
KD,
only they
we
only do
can't we
that
can't
because
criticize him that harsh
yeah,
because
but you already
Ben
know.
Simmons wasn't there.
But you already know the reason why they did that is because LeBron put that target on his back when he said he was a chosen one on the ESPN magazine, called him King James and all the rest of that stuff. So if
Right.
he can't get it done, he didn't live up to the name. That's the reason why they roasted it. They hate so heavily on LeBron.
They want him to have as many championships as Bill Russell.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, what do you have? I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna go back. Well, we'll just go ahead and start with the Milwaukee and the Boston series. Who you really got in this series?
I got the defending champs, man. I want them to win. Boston won't beat Miami. I'll tell you that much. But I think that Milwaukee will make it interesting.
Okay.
And that's the
So
best. That's the most.
what you got? What you
That's
got
the
the
most
series in
dominant
7?
player.
You got this in
Uh,
7 or 6?
yeah.
I think it was a 7.
I'll say it can go 5. It's gonna be a very interesting. It's gonna be a very good 5, but I think it'll be over in 5.
You think that Milwaukee's gonna really steamroll over Boston like that?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
talk about a
It's
Milwaukee
gonna.
team where we're talking
I'm
about
saying
Chris. We're talking about an inconsistent Chris Middleton. You have to
it's
add that
gonna
factor
be.
to it.
It's gonna be a very close 5, but it's gonna be a 5-game series.
Not everybody heard it. He said 5. He has faith and trust and faith in Chris Middleton. I don't. I really don't. He's so
I don't have
inconsistent.
faith in Middleton. I have faith in Drew Holiday and what's his
Giannis.
name? Giannis. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Drew Holiday sometimes he too, but he's more consistent than Chris Middleton is. At least I know
Chris
Holiday gonna
Middleton.
play defense.
Chris
I know Holiday
Middleton's.
gonna play defense.
Yeah. Chris Middleton's not playing right now. They're up by 7. So
Yes.
it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be
Yeah.
some good games. But I
Yeah.
think Milwaukee wins this in 5.
Okay. Because you think nobody has an answer for Giannis.
Yeah, nobody does. He's the most dominant player in the NBA right now. Wouldn't go saying the best, but he is the most dominant. You just can't stop him.
Well, like I said, if he ever comes with a consistent 3, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, yeah. For sure.
His 3-point
And he's
percentage goes.
hey,
And
and
some of
he's
his
not
threes are
scared.
not bad though. Some of his threes are
Yeah.
not bad.
That's what
Everybody's
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah. It's not like a Draymond when you go like this. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
I said
Yeah,
he's not afraid to pull it. You gonna give him the space. He's like, fuck it. But
yeah,
also,
exactly,
he's not shooting well enough.
exactly. Hey, I'll give him that 3. One for yesterday. Yeah, that's fine.
He's
But
not Ben Simmons where he shies away from the shot. He's like, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to shoot it.
at
But
least he
25,
takes. At least he
25%,
takes.
I'll take those
Yeah.
chances.
Hey, at least he takes it and makes the attempt, and he ain't doing it in
Yeah.
practice. So, you
Yeah.
know. So what you got for the? So you got Miami for the Philly series, correct?
Yeah. Miami in 6. Because I think Joel
Okay.
Embiid going to come back eventually. You know, he's out indefinitely, whatever that means.
Yeah. Well, all right. You heard it first from Kevin himself. So, I think let's go to the next subject. The NFL draft, the big moves and surprises.
NFL draft this weekend just happened. It's over now. Upset. My Browns took a kicker in the 4th round. Kickers don't get drafted. I don't know what the. I'm not even gonna talk about it. We got stellar DBs. You know, we took a DB in the 2nd. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, number 1 pick was Trayvon Walker from Georgia.
Yeah.
Surprising. I mean, it was a surprising pick. I think the Jaguars were looking to trade out of the 1st overall pick, but when they couldn't find a suitor, they was just like, forget it. We're going to take our player. We're going to take the one that we want. So that's why he was number 1. Big, hold up. Big moves that happened. AJ Brown gets traded from the Titans. You know, he was one of those players not showing up to the practices and stuff because he wanted a new contract. He got traded from the Titans to the Philadelphia Eagles, who look extremely scary if Jalen Hurts is going to be a quarterback. They look very scary.
He said he's gonna be a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he got exposed in the playoffs. If he's going to sit there and actually be a quarterback, then yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles look very scary. Jalen Brown,
Well, the
I mean,
deal about it
Jalen
is, I can say
Hurts.
it. I can always say it this way. It's one of those things where it's you see it and like you have no excuse. Now you got Smith and you got Smith and you got Jalen Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like you got both of them. So it's like one of those things where you have both of them there, and you have a now you have a big receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You have a big receiver. You have a big receiver to throw to. You have another talented, speedy receiver to throw to. Then on top of it, I don't know who I forgot the other receivers that you have in the slot or whatever. You have no excuse. You have you have a decent running game. You should be good. So now it's
you
no
know
excuse. It's you have no
that's
excuse because what's going to end up happening probably is if Jalen don't look like the way he's supposed to, we keep don't forget
yeah.
we still got
We
two
moving.
quarterbacks
Yeah,
that's out there. You still got Baker and you still got Garoppolo out there, who they everybody's just holding on to and waiting for somebody to get injured or time to pull a rug on somebody. You know what I mean?
yeah,
To pull a rug on a certain quarterback who really ain't got nothing but 1 year left, which is like, maybe Tannehill or I don't know,
yeah. They picked
or
up. They
like
picked up Malik Willis.
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
Titans.
and
I
that
was
was
like, oh yeah.
and that's what they were saying. Who I forgot they were saying it. They were saying it to somebody. I'm trying to think. They were saying they were asking a question about why did Seattle? That was the biggest joke. Why did Seattle did not pick up Willis? And it was like, what's your position at quarterback do you have? You don't. I don't
Yeah,
know if you wait. I don't know if you're just like waiting and say, well, we'll wait till they see what they do with Baker. If they release him, then we'll pick him up. You know what I'm saying? And really true. And if you're doing it that way, then okay. Or you can wait till whatever they're gonna do with Jimmy G. But I'm pretty sure they're not gonna give this NFC and NFC. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see. I'm pretty sure the 49ers don't want to see Jimmy G over there, trying to serve him
yeah,
up. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can see the Jimmy G maybe going to the Panthers or something like that. At least they're in the same NFC, but we ain't gotta possibly maybe we won't have to see him in the playoffs or something like that. It's like it's no other AFC team that you can say that you can be like, oh, okay, this AFC team is like literally a quarterback away from going far in the playoffs because I feel like the AFC's already got the quarterbacks that they need. You know what I'm saying? It's all those positions are
yeah.
filled.
Going. I mean, except for the Steelers, I guess. No, they picked up Pickett. The Steelers
Yeah, they
picked up
did.
Pickett, the only
Yep.
quarterback taken in the first round,
Yep.
which made me. Well, not to Pickett pick. I don't care about the Steelers. I
But
really
does
don't
it?
like.
But you already know this. This was not a quarterback driven
Yeah,
draft. It was like
yeah.
nothing but
It
receivers and
made me so happy.
defense
It
and
made me
D.
so happy that it was only one quarterback taken in the first round because I was like, no, they don't deserve to be first round picks. Stop
But it
picking
would
up
make. I
quarterbacks
think what
just
made
because
me
you need them.
because I think what made me happy was this was like a defensive heavy draft.
Yeah.
Where
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm looking at the list. Like we can look at the list right now. That's most of
Top
them are
five
offense.
picks, straight
Yeah, yeah.
defense.
Defense and offensive linemen. You know what you need. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Other
been
than
off.
that blur, I said other than that blur of receivers that were drafted for within five picks, the rest of it was defense and offensive linemen.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that made me so happy because I was like, yes, stop picking Carson Wentz first overall. This is ridiculous.
Oh, speaking of Carson Wentz, what do you think about Sam Howell going to the Commanders behind Carson Wentz?
They didn't draft him early enough to where he's going to be pressured to play. But if Carson Wentz gets hurt like he normally does, they
Or
have a
or
strong
another
backup.
or another good thing for Washington is also too if Jimmy G is available, if I was them, I would pull that trigger on that. Or I would pull the trigger on
Over
that. But
Carson Wentz,
yeah, I think so. Carson,
Carson Wentz plays like an MVP.
I, I am I'm over my head with the Carson Wentz experience. You went
Carson
to
Wentz plays like an MVP from week
okay,
1 to 14, or week
okay,
15 to 17 or 18 now. That dude's hurt. He's
no,
not even.
no. I never was big on him from the get go. We know he didn't do nothing because we know he didn't win that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's just the Carson Wentz experience has you cried and cried and cried and got off the team and you went to Frank Wright, who was the one who was giving you when you had that great season. He was your coordinator or your quarterback coach when you had that great season. Now you have him as your head coach, and look what you did. Uh,
Hey,
so
they were
was
supposed
it the
to.
coaching? Was it the coaching now? Now we can't say was it the coaching or not.
They were
It was
supposed to be
you.
great. I
It
said it was
was you.
supposed to be
Even when your
good, but
coach
he
said
got hurt.
he just said this didn't work out.
He got hurt in the end.
Yeah,
Is what happened. What happens to
yeah,
him every time. So
yeah.
he'll play like an MVP week 1 through 14, but that week 15, this man broke his leg. I think he'll be back for a couple. Every time. That's cool though. All right, going back to the Eagles thing, if I said this move to me was the Eagles saying to Jalen Hurts, like, we're giving you everything, like you need. So if you don't show up this year, we're gonna have to move on. You know?
Why not? Why not? Why not go ahead and if you had a chance, say for instance you're at week 6 or week 7, where you let's say you're week 7, you had one bye game already. So you're like, say for instance, you're like, I don't know, you're 2-3.
Yeah.
Let's say that you're 2-3. Would you pull the trigger if Jimmy G or Baker Mayfield was available and get one of those players to be in there and to step in there to turn their team around? Would you do it?
A business decision, yes, but also
That's what
I
I'm
said
saying.
personally, no, I would. I mean, because Jalen Hurts is everything that you want in a leader and a quarterback, but can he bring that to the field? Can he be that quarterback on the field? It's the same reason why they gave Tua the job in Alabama. I said you don't want to struggle through games with Jalen Hurts when you can blow people out with this cannon. Like I
That's
said,
true.
he's a great leader. After losing the game, this man's immediately watching film. He's going to the gym. I say he's working. But can he bring? I said we're not trying to win 21-17 every week.
That's too
I
close.
said
That's
yeah.
too close.
I said that's why I said business decision. I'll take a Jimmy G. I mean Baker is still iffy most of the time, but Jimmy G, he's not going to turn the ball over. He's not going to lose you the game
No,
when you
he's
have those
not.
great receivers. When you have those great receivers out there,
Great. You have excellent receivers. You have no
yeah, that's
excuse.
what I'm saying. You got AJ Brown and you got Devontae
You
Smith.
got like the Eagles have always been successful when they have that vertical type of receiver and a speed type of receiver. Like they've
Yeah,
always been great. They've been going to playoffs. They're not like I just want somebody to give. I'm tired of Cowboys getting to the playoffs and losing, and I want this
yeah.
NFC like Skip Bayless is NFC least to stop being that, and I want to see the Giants, at least make the playoffs, in the future, and I want to see, the Eagles going farther than they usually do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then also too, as I said, as a business decision,
which they should.
this is year 2. This is year 2 of this coach. So I can keep struggling with Jalen, or I can get Jimmy G, and
Yeah,
maybe that's the catapult. You know what I mean? I still have Jalen if Jimmy G gets hurt
as I
like he always
said,
does.
he's everything you want in a quarterback. He's every like you love him. He's gonna lead your team. He's not taking this nonsense.
Yeah,
But can you do it on the field? This is his last year to prove that he can do it. I mean, also another the last thing about the NFL draft I want to talk about was Hollywood Brown being traded to the Cardinals. I said after, and they picked up.
well, you know why that
The
happened
Ravens
though.
always pick up people that I like.
You already know why that happened though.
I said he's a great receiver. He's always open. He just drops a bunch of easy passes.
Well, no, you know why? It's because it's the I call it the petting of Kyler Murray's head, Oh, okay. You don't have enough receivers. Let me give you. You remember you know Hollywood, don't you? You know you threw to him a couple times. You know a couple touchdowns, right? You know I'm gonna make you feel better. You got Zach Ertz. You got Hopkins. Now you got Hollywood Brown. Shut
Oh,
up. Stop crying. You
they picked up
got
Troy
stop.
McBride too.
Why are you crying now? You have no excuse. If you don't do something, that's all on you. We can get Baker. We can get Baker. We can get Baker because I've coached with Baker too.
Hey, you know they said you see how quick we switched on Josh Rosen. That could be you.
Yep. Who want next? Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we do have Baker. You know.
But yeah, they picked up another receiver for the guy. I said they need to just pick up offensive linemen. I said, I'm gonna get this man.
Especially the ones who are definitely on RPO offensive lineman and also offensive lineman that's good for that scheme. Because you can't have heavy offensive tackles and linemen. You got to have pretty.
They got to be able to move. Yeah,
exactly. Especially in those schemes, you can't get like the big lineman like Baltimore likes to get all the time. You know they have the Ogdens, like them huge, them like 350 plus offensive linemen where they're anchors. You know what I'm saying? Like where they really just buying time for Lamar to do his dance back there. So. It just really true for us. What you got to get people schemed for that offense. So I mean, yeah.
Speaking of Lamar, did you see he tweeted out after the trade? He said, "WTF." He said, "How do you trade away my best receiver?"
And what you get for it?
Nothing, honestly. I mean, a couple draft picks.
Well, you got a couple of draft picks. Well, that leaves a space open for, the Odells of the world.
Yeah. A bunch of them. Yeah, a bunch of those receivers that's still out there. They said they wasn't going to make the moves until after the draft. You got Odell, you got Jarvis, you got Julio. I mean,
Odell Jarvis. I thought the Browns were talking to Jarvis again and get him back on the team after they cut him.
We want him back. They didn't want to pay that money for him. My cousin makes a great argument about it. He's like, "You gonna pay this $15 million for 600 yards?" I said, "All right." That's fair, but also I just love Jarvis and I hope he comes back. But also,
he's the type of receiver that you want because he does everything right.
Yeah,
he's done everything right. When you didn't think the Browns had any other receiver besides Jarvis Landry, he was the only one consistently catching the ball from Baker. Baker could always depend on him being open or running his route precisely or whatever. He was always there. I can always say that about Jarvis Landry. He's always been a great route runner or whatever. He just I would say he's always the overshadowed LSU receiver. Yeah. Because Odell Beckham
he was flashy. He was always in a light.
They was on the same team. They was on the same team. I was like, y'all forgot Jarvis Landry. He gave Alabama problems too. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? So like,
he's the one that's doing all the dirty work. Yeah.
Oh
Odell might have that one hand catch for 70 yards, but Odell got 6 catches for 70 yards.
And Jarvis got about 12 or 14 catches. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna catch it, and he'll give you. Jarvis give you them yak. He give you the yak. You can't say he doesn't. But yeah, I mean, I think Jarvis Landry would be great for the. It'd be great if they can get both Odell and Jarvis. Then I could be like this. Well, Ravens, y'all ain't got no excuse why you don't got no receivers now. I gave you
Odell, I don't know if he's coming. Like he's coming back next season, but I don't know when he'll be back next season. And that's why I think he's still out there.
That's fine. We can just lock him in. Just take your time. We'll play with Jarvis. He did with Baker. Hell, Lamar is a little bit better than Baker. So we'll take the Jarvis and whatever other receivers we got on here. And you already know that Lamar likes using tight ends too. So it'll take some of the pressure off Jarvis where you're. How it
Mark
is.
Andrews.
Yeah. You can pass
Never
to your
knew who
tight
that
ends.
guy was
Hey,
until
I knew
Lamar
it.
got there. Lamar was
Shoot.
like,
He
yeah,
found that man every time. He was like, "Oh, I'm right in the middle. Okay, I
yeah,
can't throw it. I can't get the outside guys because they're too small or too short. I always could be Andrew, 6'7", 200 plus receiver over here bulldozing over people, and
yeah.
right in the middle, exposing that middle part. I always felt like the Ravens was one vertical receiver away from actually doing something.
Yeah, and they said Hollywood Brown wasn't that receiver.
Well, Hollywood Brown is a great compliment to another bigger receiver. He's like the
That's why D Hop.
yeah, exactly. It's like a Juju Smith thing where
Yeah.
you're only good when there's a main person and you're getting all the other catches because the other person is getting double teamed, and that's why I feel like Juju's still gonna be Juju. You ain't getting no different than what you're getting.
Oh yeah, he's no Tyreek Hill. I don't know what the
No,
Chiefs thought they was.
no,
Hey,
they
but did
seen
you see?
Harmon. They seen Harmon. They was like, oh, Harmon can replace. He can do Tyreek type stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, but
So, I don't know about all that.
they wouldn't go pay. They wouldn't pay Tyreek that type of money either. So
I was gonna say, did you see AJ Brown is immediately on the Eagles? Got a 4-year, $100 million contract. It was just like,
57 guaranteed. And then
yeah.
what was making it hypocritical is Vrabel was down there the whole time going like this. Yeah, I thought we were good all the way up to the end. I don't know what happened. You know what happened. You wouldn't go pay him that what he was asking for. That's what it
Yeah.
was. 57 million. No, we just paid this corner and this linebacker. I don't
I don't
know.
think we can.
And we saved money on the quarterback situation because Tannehill he tanked. We got Willis behind him, so he's on his rookie contract. So ain't nobody else
Yeah.
big that we need to pay. We just want to have like two players. And once their contracts go down, and when Willis, if he does produce on something, then we know we have a space to be able to extend Willis if he turns out to be in something.
I hope that Ryan, as much as I want to see Malik Willis step up, I hope that Ryan Tannehill has a great season. How you gonna get rid of your best receiver and your number 2 receiver and be like, this is your go prove it year? I said, yeah, we gonna hand the ball off to Derrick Henry a lot, but still, I don't have
I
nobody to throw
mean,
to anymore.
What are you talking about? They thought Burks was kind of like the Debo Sanders type of player that they were kind of like they was the AJ Brown's replacement. They about the same built, the same height. I think Burks is a little bit bigger than him. You know what I'm saying, as a height wise, and and he's a good receiver.
But he's not a top tier receiver. I just
We
you
don't
and
know. We
one
don't
off
know.
and
We
one
don't know
and
that
one
though.
off season you got rid of AJ Brown and Julio Jones off my offense.
But Julio, was he really
And one,
producing?
I mean, was it
Thank
was
you.
it him or was it Brian Tannehill?
Oh, we gonna keep going with that. What other team was what Julio was? What other team Julio was on?
Atlanta.
Okay, so was it
When
Matt
when
Ryan?
when
Was
Matt
it Matt
Ryan,
Ryan? Was it Matt
but he
Ryan
was
or was it
producing.
him?
He was producing in Atlanta. He was producing in
When?
Atlanta.
What time? When he was not hurt? Which time?
Yeah, when he wasn't hurt, when he was in the game, he was producing in Atlanta.
Is he another free agent that's sitting out there too?
Yeah, only because he's older. And he came in the league, he was running 4.3
Well, there
and
you go,
and
Ravens.
bullying and
You know
bullying
what?
everybody.
There you go, Ravens. You get Julio, since y'all like Alabama players. Get Julio. He's a little vintage, and then
Yeah,
get.
no, that's what the Ravens do. Honestly, get an old receiver and just like let him go
Yeah.
out there and be
Look at
himself.
they did with they did with Steve
Steve
Smith.
Smith, yeah,
Yeah, and then
one of
they
my
can get Jarvis Landry and Julio. I mean Julio. There you go. That's two receivers right there.
one of my favorite receivers of all time, Steve Smith. Shouts out to that guy, not Stephen A, but Steve Smith. It's just because he was five. What he was like 5'8", 5'9", and he was just a dog. Gotta love watching Steve Smith go up with the ball with the best of them. Go up with the ball with the best of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all. That's all I had. I mean, the Browns had a disappointing draft. As I said, I had this conversation with somebody the other day. We didn't have a first round pick, and I was like, I wanted to get Dean. I said Dean won't drop to 44. He dropped to 44. You know what the Browns did? Traded out of the pick. I said- had a later second round pick. I said Dean won't drop to 68. You know what they did? Picked up a defensive back. I said,
Like you needed, like you needed one.
like you needed a defensive back. It was stressful.
You're not like, hey, you're not like Cincinnati, who addressed their defensive back problem and got one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have a problem with that. You needed help other places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I can name you 6 defensive back. We got John Johnson III. We got Grant Delpit. We got Ronnie Harrison. We just paid what's his name? Denzel Ward.
Yep.
I said Greg Newsom, who we drafted last year in the first round. Greedy Williams is still sitting back there.
So, yeah,
You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? We need one more. We need one more.
Just in case.
Oh my God. I was
They were drafting for the nickel position.
That's what Delpit does. Like Delpit and Ronnie Harrison. I just named you 6 defensive backs on the team. They're all starters. They're all starters. You know what we gonna do? Draft another one.
Yeah, why not? Well, remember, you already know where your picks went to.
Then we drafted a kicker in the 4th.
Yeah. Y'all needed one though.
He would have been there in free agency.
Maybe they didn't think so.
Even if you would have waited to the 5th round, fuck it, get him in the 5th round.
Well, you already know what happened most of their picks, so
we needed that.
The Sean sweepstakes.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I was like, in the 2nd round, maybe we'll address this linebacker problem. We just got rid of Mac Wilson. We need a linebacker. The best linebacker just dropped to us. You know what we gonna do? I'm gonna trade out of this pick. I was upset. I'm upset. But I mean, we still, depending on how many games Deshaun Watson gets suspended for, we still.
I wish they would hurry up and just say, "Hey man, you were suspended for 8 games, or for 6 games. Just get it over with." It's almost like, you know how you have your parents lecture you and have this conversation with you, and it'd be like just trying to talk to you and lecture you. You'd be like, "Yeah, I'll just take my ass whooping. Can I just take it now so I want to hear it? At least I know what's good. At least I know what's anticipating to come." I was like, man, like none of the stuff that he can go to jail, none of the stuff that he can go to jail for, he's not going to jail for. So I think that's a better outlook to be able to scope and just say, okay, we're gonna suspend you for 4 games or 5 games.
Well, I said Ben did it twice and he only got 4 games, so that's what I'm anticipating. Four games for Deshaun Watson.
It shouldn't be no more than 4. Because if Ben got away with it, then I'll file a grievance and it's called a discrimination because Ben was white and he got away with it. You know what I'm saying?
Ben did that shit. Allegedly.
And you can look at Ben's face. It's not the throws. It's the eyes.
Settled out of court. He settled out of court. I said you only settle when you're guilty.
Hey, and it was his eyes when he was doing the interview. Why you not looking at the camera? I'm glad this is all. We got this behind me. And trying to move forward. I said, Ben, why you not looking into the camera? He did this off this like the camera's up there type tip.
I said, yeah, Ben.
Ben did
not gonna say that. He's gonna sue me. It's because he's a Browns fan.
Yeah, he gonna come after you on that one.
I said allegedly.
Yeah. He ain't trying to hear none of that. He ain't trying to hear no allegedly nothing.
I said,
He ain't trying to
maybe
hear
you
none of
didn't
that.
do it, Ben. I don't know. You did the
Yeah,
same thing twice.
yeah,
The stories match up. You did it. I mean, no, allegedly.
yeah. I settled out of court. Remember?
All right, but yeah, that's all I had.
All right, I'm trying to
Freaking
see where I
Browns.
find my. I did
Oh,
more.
have you seen these Lamelo commercials?
Talking about the Hulu.
Yeah,
You need to go find
and
some
he's got a
defense.
couple AT&T commercials too.
Yeah, you need to go find some. You need to go find some defense. That's what you need to go do.
I said, yeah. I said, I guess you could make commercials when you didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why not?
Then they got that video of him smoking a blunt before the game. He played in Atlanta.
I thought you
I
were supposed
said,
to cut
man,
that
this.
off.
Yeah. No, he recorded it himself.
Stupid boy,
I
you
said,
slow.
what is wrong with you?
I do what I want.
Yeah,
My dad's
hours
not
before the
here.
game in Atlanta, he posted a video of him
Whoa,
smoking
bro.
weed.
Wow.
You took the video. I can see somebody caught you slipping. This man, that's just cheating. Maybe it was a cigar.
Yeah. Or we can do like, or we can do like, or we can do like Bush said. I didn't inhale. I just
Yeah.
didn't inhale.
Hey man, it's like I said. It's like that video with that security guard and Snoop Dogg. I said, if Snoop Dogg passed you the blunt, man, you gotta smoke that shit. I said, I don't smoke, but shit, Snoop Dogg passed it to me.
All right, you gonna be like, what's the name of that movie that was they had Wiz Khalifa on there. He smoked with Wiz Khalifa and ended up smoking with him and then throwing up on him.
Oh, high school. What is it? Mac and Dev
No.
go to high school or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah. That man, after he smoked that weed, that man uncovered all the tattoos and stuff. He was like, yeah, so now. I don't know. They did give you that disclaimer before you watch the movie. They said if you don't smoke weed, you just not gonna like this shit. It's not gonna make sense.
Yeah, they did tell you that.
But yeah, let's bring this sports section to a close out here.
All right, man. Oh, there it is. I was trying to find the article I had, man. All right, my article is it's Reese Witherspoon joined Nashville's soccer club as minority owners. So as you know, that Nashville, which I think they call it the Nashville Sound or something like that. I think. Um, yeah, him and Reese Witherspoon have are majority owners have a majority ownership with the Nashville Sound, and it's kind of to me reason why I put that out here is because it's great to see like the NFL money being used for investing in something that you not only I'm not when I'm done getting my knees blown out. I at least have
Yeah.
something to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? I say I haven't been a minority owner of a team. You know what I mean? I might not could do it for an NFL team, but I'll do it for another football team or football team or whatever. And to let other people know that other players that done it. Patrick Mahomes is a minority owner of the Sporting KC soccer team. Derrick Henry, I mean not Derrick Henry. Mark Ingram is of DC United, the soccer club, and Russell Wilson has part of the Seattle Saunders or whatever. So it's and from a quote from Mark Henry, not Mark Henry. I keep saying Mark Henry. From Derrick Henry, he said, as a kid and growing up in Florida, he imagined being a professional sports owner with the opportunity to do that with a major league soccer club is a truly a dream come true. My investment in Nashville Soccer Club is way more than finance. It's truly investment in the city of Nashville. So pretty much saying that, you're gonna give me another contract. I'm not leaving Nashville. Either it's Nashville or bust. So well, since I'm staying here, I might as well go ahead and enjoy into the decadence and the luxuries of this city brings to me. So why not? So what you think about
running
that?
back, running back timeline. He only has 3 years left anyway. So
Yes,
yeah, I'm
especially.
glad they invested or invested his money into something. It's gonna be profitable once football is banned by America because of the damage that it does. Soccer will take its place.
Like that, like I'm surprised that Will Smith must have some good influence or great money because when he came up with that movie about concussions, I said they're gonna kill Will Smith. He might not be the one who's the original person that was the movie. He might not be the original person that brought that up, but you helped push that.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, they're gonna kill you. Owner's gonna come and have a secret society meeting. He has to go.
Yeah. Also, you said Patrick Mahomes. He also, I'm pretty sure, owns a part of the Kansas City baseball team, the Royals.
Yep, I'm sure it does.
I
Yep.
mean, when you sign a $250 million contract, you can
Money go
put your
here.
money
I got
anywhere.
all the
Yeah,
part of here. I still got money left over. I'm good.
yeah.
Hey,
But
and
yeah,
I hope. I'm just saying this. I'm not trying to be away, but I hope you got a good prenup.
oh
So,
yeah.
oh, well, you. This is your cut. Just in case you want to know. This is what you. Don't get it misconstrued. You already know.
He said that's why you got to spend your money faster than you know what I'm saying? Before you
What
might
money?
realize.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I put all my money in these LLCs. You can't touch it.
He said, "Why do you keep several duffel bags full of money under the so the bank don't know?" I said they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. I'm playing music. I'm playing musical chairs with the money.
Yeah.
Got some in the
But
Cayman
yeah, that's
Islands
I said
somewhere.
I didn't hear about that. That's great. You said it's Reese Witherspoon with him.
Yeah, Reese Witherspoon. She's with
Love
Derrick Henry. With the,
love that lady. You always need a blonde white lady to make sure that your investments go into the
hey, it probably go like this. It's the best time to invest with her.
yeah.
We can sell the story. We can sell the story. Yeah, yeah. They won't let us sell the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We'll mention both of your names, but we'll just highlight you. All right.
Yeah.
We gotta crawl before we walk. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
yeah.
that was it for sports on my end.
All right.
Only other thing we have is for music is you said you would listen to the Pusha T album, right?
Oh yeah, I did listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, that was last week. That was last week I said that. Yeah. So I did I listened to it. You listened to it? You
Yeah,
like
I listened to it. Yeah.
I want to hear what you got to say before I give my piece because
Um, it was once again a heavily um influenced Kanye West
oh yeah,
influence
definitely.
on it. It's like you couldn't be like, dang, when are you not gonna like let the man do his album? Like he was like, if you're gonna Kanye's clutches, it's like Kanye's gonna put the stuff that he didn't want to put out on another album, or it sounds good right now. I better jump on it right now to put on
Yeah.
somebody else's album or whatever. But it's not a bad thing, but to have it to be Kanye West influenced uh, album. I mean, it
Yeah.
had of course, it had some, the Pharrell one. The Pharrell track was good, with Jay Z and Pharrell was on it. That was a good
Yeah.
one. Um, of course, Diet Coke is good. That was already been kind of like
I like
he
that
been
one.
kind of yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
It's
don't listen to singles. I don't listen to singles. I just wait till the
no, no,
album come
no,
out.
no, no. I do too, but when I listened to it, I was like, this sounds commercial. So I,
Yeah.
don't know, I was like, after I heard it one time, and that was like when I heard it, there was like I think it was like before Ramadan or something. I was like, I'll just wait till the album comes out, and I was like, all right, cool. But he had some good. It was some good. It wasn't 7 songs.
it
That
was still about a half an hour though.
yeah, but I mean, it wasn't the same formula like everybody else's. I felt like he had a little bit more range to do what he want to with it than limited what Kanye wanted him to do with it. It seemed like so,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I
it was
I'll give you mine. I mean, it was more the same. It's like you're saying, produced by Kanye West, Pusha T coming with amazing bars as always. But at the same time, I was just like, it's more the same. It's just, I
yeah.
don't
I
know.
mean, I got
It's
exactly
hard
what
as
I
what
expected
you,
from a Pusha T
yeah,
album. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? He's always gonna
Great,
have his innuendos and drug innuendos in it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I mean, you got the delivery and bars. You know what I'm saying? It's
And it's hard to say that like he hasn't grown. It's hard to say he hasn't grown as an artist, but when you do the same thing every time, I said that's just what it is. It was great. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, but halfway through, it was only a half an hour. Halfway through, I was like, all right, well, I'm waiting on this to be over.
yeah, yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's what you expect from a Pusha T album. It was what, yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like unexpected and being like, oh, I mean, don't get me wrong, he has some bars in there. I ain't gonna lie about that.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But
I enjoyed it.
it's just a Pusha T album.
It's,
Just it's what it is. It's not like the Drakes where not saying Pusha T doesn't have range, but he don't have
yeah,
Drake range. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
this ain't no, I ain't expecting like being like I can't wait till I get what I get next with this. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't one of them. It's just I mean
yeah.
it just like what other feature you gonna have on here? You know what I'm saying? So
So how many metaphors can you make before?
exactly. Yeah, he's
It
that's
gets,
what- he's the punchlines and the metaphors is what you how many punchlines and metaphors
can you make
you gonna
before it gets
use.
stale? Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm
But
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to the album, but I mean, if you don't listen to Pusha T, you would love this shit.
Yeah,
But if you've been
exactly.
following Pusha T for years, like we have, I said, it's just more the same. It's pretty good.
Yep. Same thing when he was Eclipse, but
Yeah,
now it's on a magnified level now.
yeah.
So
I said it's not produced by Pharrell anymore. It's produced by Kanye.
yeah, 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 very different, two different producers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah, but I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I think next week what I want to do is I want to do. I don't know if you listen to Future or not. His album was pretty good. Uh, his album was pretty good or whatever. That's just my opinion. But
I haven't saved. Like I know of Future. I know his status. I can't put there. I know his status. I didn't listen to the album yet.
what do you mean? What do you mean by status?
He's one of those great producers. He makes great music apparently. He's like a top 5 rapper in the game nowadays or whatever. I know Future. I'm not rushing to listen to his album, but if you say that's what we're reviewing next week, I'll listen to it.
I mean, there's other people that that they put out albums too. I mean, you could name them if you wanted to review it.
Nah, Future's probably the biggest one, so I'll check it
Yeah.
out. Kendrick Lamar's album dropping in like 2 weeks, so
Oh, bro, there's
yeah,
no idea. That's why everybody trying to get out the way and put their stuff.
yeah. Because
You gotta wait 2 weeks before you put it out, and then you gotta wait 2 months before you put yours out. Because
yeah,
everybody ain't gonna be listening to Kendrick from here on for
we're
the
not.
next 2 months.
It's gonna. He's putting it out right before the summer. This is perfect timing.
No Drake. Hey, there'll be no Drake albums coming out.
There will
There'll
be
be
no
no
Drake albums coming out for the rest of the year. This man.
scary season.
Yeah.
Scary. This is scary hours right now. So you already know when
Yeah,
the Kendrick
it might be lame.
yeah, bro, you're never gonna get. I can't tell you a lame album or a name song or a single or a feature that I've heard Kendrick
It
do.
might be. It might be lame.
And it's been Kendrick features that I was like, this. How'd you get a Kendrick feature?
Yeah.
To some people,
Him and Baby King. It's
Yeah,
pretty good. He was on two
that's a
songs on that album.
bro, man. That's a tag team champs of the world right there, bro. That's a tandem right there, man. You can't. I can't. That's better than Drake and Future. That's better than Kanye and Jay. I don't just. That's a whole nother atmosphere, man. So yeah,
But yeah, I'll listen. I'll listen to the Future album. I mean, I like the album cover. He's pretty. I mean, what's it called? I don't fuck with you or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
It,
Well,
it, it caught my interest, and I know that this Future, everybody loves him. He's. I mean, him and Travis Scott I put in the same category. That's just
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. So you got any
And
more
like,
future? And
I
you got
never,
any
I
more?
never, I never liked you. Is what it's called. I never liked you.
Yeah. So hey, you got any more for this Pusha T? Because we gotta go to the next show, the pre-production.
No, no, that's all. Like I said just more of the same with Pusha T. And I'm like, yeah, these bars are cold, but also
Yeah.
you gotta extend. You gotta get better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's what it was.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
And
It's not
that's
like
what I'm, it's not bad. I'll keep trying to tell people.
yeah, it's
It's
not bad.
not bad.
It's not gonna be playing randomly in my playlist. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it'll be in my playlist. Don't get it wrong. It just it just won't be like I'm listening from the beginning to end every day.
It's
You know
like
what I'm saying?
I hate using this guy. It's like Drake said. You're not gonna hear somebody say, "Hey, put on that Pusha T."
You got to be in the mood for what listening to Pusha T.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like it's a
yeah,
mode. It's a
definitely.
mood. It's definitely a mood. It's nothing bad. It's just a mood. I
It's
don't feel
not
like
nothing
Pusha
bad.
T.
It's nothing bad because it was amazing. It was great.
Yeah.
But it's just more the same with Pusha T. I can put it in a list with the rest of
Yeah,
his albums.
yeah. I want to say I push white like with Reese Witherspoon. I don't want man making the references. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I don't feel like pushing nothing right now. You know what I'm saying?
He said he fronted his first bricks over oxtails. I'm not pushing bricks like that. I don't sound like you messing with them Jamaicans.
Yeah, yeah. I'll pass. Trying to put no fatwa on nobody, but yeah, man. This is the sports and music session of Play Your Part podcast. I appreciate you, Kevin, coming through, and
Oh, yeah.
and we out, man.